So in this video, I'll be going over a basic tug operation. Here at the airport, we operate two tugs. We have tug 1 over here on the left, and this is tug 2 on the right. Tug 1 is a little bit bigger than tug 2, and it's got the noticeable rusty grill. That's a good way to tell them apart. And it's important to tell them apart because the tug 1 uses diesel and tug 2 uses regular gasoline, so you don't want to get that mixed up. Now coming over to the tugs now, they both operate pretty much the same way. Tug 1 is used mostly for aircraft towing, and as you can see here in a second, it's got a big orange tow bar on the right side of it that we keep there for hooking up to different aircraft. Tug 2 over there is typically hooked up to the GPU, which will be shown in a different video, and it is the arm is hooked up to the back, and typically that's where this tug stays unless it's needed to do something else. So we're gonna go ahead and hop on tug 1 here. It's pretty basic to operate. To start it up, you got the start switch right here. You start it just like you start a car. You'll turn it and hold it until the engine's running, and then you'll let it go. So we go ahead and got it started up there. It's important to note that if this is in gear, the tug won't start properly. It's got to be in park. And ignore this lever. This is supposed to be a parking brake, but it's not hooked up to anything right now, so just ignore that. But it needs to be in park, which is this position up here for it to start. Once it's started, you'll notice here the gauges that'll come on. You got a water temperature, oil pressure, you got a fuel gauge. We're looking pretty good on fuel. We got a tachometer, and then a battery, which is not hooked up. But if you want to go ahead and drive this tug, you put your foot on the brake. All you got is a braking gas. It's got an automatic transmission. You'll have your foot on the brake. You'll put it into drive. Drive is this position right here, which is one up from the bottom. Once you get it in drive, you can give it some gas and go around. When you're ready to go in reverse, reverse is this position right here. Nothing's labeled here, so you just gotta have to remember that's reverse. And then when you go to park, park is right up here. And then once you'll hear it park, sometimes it won't go into park and it'll roll forward. You just gotta kind of wiggle it a little bit and you'll get it back in park. And then when you're ready to turn it off, you'll turn this back off. You got a blinker system right here, which you really won't use too often. And then your headlights, you'll pull to turn on, push to turn off. And that is tug 1. If you come over here to tug 2, it operates pretty much the same, only a little bit different. You'll hop on here. Automatic transmission, you just got a gas and a brake. You'll start this one with the key over here. Sometimes this one's a little finicky to start up. You gotta pump the gas a little bit if it hasn't been running a while. I just ran this one, so it was able to start up pretty easy. So that's something to note, to be aware of. Over here you got a few gauges, again, oil, your amps, and then another tachometer for the engine. Down here it's showing the fuel gauge. This is really the only one you got to be concerned with. It's getting a little low on fuel. This will need to be topped off once it gets below that 3/4. You don't want it to let it get too low. Again, this is the parking brake, but it's not hooked up. There's no linkage, so you don't have to worry about that. This gear shift is labeled, but you probably won't be able to read it in the video, and honestly it's hard to read even right here for me, so you just kind of have to know. Drive is down here, foot on the brake. You'll pull this up, shift it into drive, reverse is up here, and then park is right here. And then when you're ready to turn it off, you turn the key back to vertical. It can actually turn further than vertical, but you'll typically want to keep it right here. This does have a blinker system, and it does have headlights, but I do believe the headlights on this don't work. I'm not quite sure. But that is how you use the tugs at Athens Ben Epps Airport.